a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom, rights, and truth prevails. Our land where there's hope for us all. Our land where there's hope for us all. We have will defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend.
You are listening to Lagoon Radio.
Yes, you are listening to Lagoon Radio. Good morning and welcome to the program State of the Nation on Lagoon Radio. Is our political program on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria and official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. Of course, we are transmitting live from the Diocesan Palace right here in Marina, Lagos. It's Thursday, the 25th day of November 2021. How is your day going? I am Anosike Chimeze, welcoming you on the program. Remember, you can download our app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Lagoon Radio Nigeria. Of course, we are streaming live. And on Instagram, Lagoonradio.Ng. And you can listen to us directly via the link www.lagoonradio.ng. Yes, in the lyrics of that song, Great Nation by Timi Dakolo. Yes, you can you can agree with me. Looking at the things that have been happening of late, yes, we'll still get better if only we channel our right energies to the right places. And this morning, we'll be looking at the upcoming National Convention of the APC, the ruling All Progressive Congress, and also the so much awaited electoral bill that has been waiting. We have been waiting for the president to sign. And joining me this morning on the program is Debola Solomon. Solomon, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Looking at the way it is going now, on Tuesday, the APC announced that the president, Muhammadu Buhari, has approved February for the National Convention of the APC. After so much, we've been waiting for this convention. What's your take on it?
Well, for me, I don't think to see if there's anything new in fixing a date for your convention.
Okay.
Let's just see what the outcome of the convention and how everything will look like and how everything will be run.
Okay. Why it? Because it is the ruling party.
Exactly.
And for long, we've had issues on the APC. They ousted the former chairman, Adam Soshomole. Now, the caretaker committee, in the person of Governor Bumi, and also a lot. Now, a lot of people have said that they are not sure that the APC can successfully or peacefully hold that Congress, and that is why it's been lingering.
That is why we are waiting for them to know the outcome of their convention.
Okay.
Either it will make APC or it will destroy APC. We are looking at it and we are waiting for them to come up with the convention. I think it's coming up in February and we see the outcome.
And talking about making or it's a make or ma, like you said, looking at parallel congresses in many states, Ogun State, Zamfara, a lot of them, Kwara and the rest of the Osun State and the rest of them. And 2022, we are having an election in Osun State. Now, looking at all this parallel Congress, at a point, the Imo State governor, the senator representing Imo West, the former governor, Rochas Okorocha, he said that there was no Congress in Imo State, but something like a birthday party for the governor. So now, having analyzed all these parallel Congresses and heading towards convention, so I what is your expectation?
That's what I'm saying. We are waiting. We are patiently waiting for the outcome of the convention. There's nothing new that we haven't seen or heard in this party APC as a whole. Different parallel congresses, different chairmen in the states, 2-3 chairmen in one party in the states. We are waiting for them. Which one is genuine APC as a whole? Who is coming from each state as a chairman in the convention? Who are the supporters coming from each state to the general convention? We are waiting for them. We want to see the outcome.
Okay. Also, talking about the outcome, something has caused a debate even before the electoral bill being signed. Yes, if it will be signed, we don't know yet. Now, some governors and some senators in the APC, they are divided about the direct or indirect primaries, and which have prompted the PDP to say, you don't have to impose on us a form of primaries, that you should allow parties choose what is best for them. And now, looking at all those disparities, is there anything that is cooking underground that we don't know about this primary, direct and indirect primary that has been rumored about?
You know, most of these people in power are favored by indirect primaries. Just unpick somebody and tell us, this is your next governor, this is your next. Let us do a normal primary. Let us see who and who will be elected from the party itself. We can see in Lagos here, many are unpicked to be chairman, councillor, and what have you. Let the party members come out. Let them vote for you if you are capable enough to represent them. Not somebody sitting in one corner and picking you to be the next governor. So they are afraid that they might not be unpicked and they might not win the primary in their party.
Okay, now let's take a look at the APC caretaker committee since coming on board. Looking at the structure and a lot of defections which they've given themselves credit for, saying that a lot of people are joining the APC, which shows that the party is on the right path. And looking at Mai Malam Buni, the caretaker committee, the governor of Yobe State, caretaker committee chairman, how will you assess his tenure so far in the office as the APC acting chairman?
But to me, I seem there's nothing to write home about. It's just the continuous process of all political parties in Nigeria. People are crossing carpet from one party to another in search of tickets, in search of political power, in search of position. There's nothing new he has done. There's nothing new he's bringing on board. It's just the same format and the same blueprint. Just changing personality, just changing bodies. It's just the same blueprint they are still working on. Coming from other party to your party doesn't make you or think you are winning or you are doing something fantastic. It's normal. In Nigeria, it is normal to move from one party to another. So I don't see him doing anything special than what the others have done.
But a lot of party members, they have said that the Mai Malam Buni caretaker committee, that if possible, they should still continue. If not for constitutional restraints, that they should still continue piloting the affairs of that party till the general elections.
You know, if it is you and I, and this person is in favor of us, you want him to continue. So it is glaring that most of these people clamoring for him to continue are either enjoying one thing from him or he has a plan for them come the primary election or the convention. So it's just what I will gain or what we are gaining from you, we make us support you to continue.
Okay, now let's do a bit of comparison. Looking at the PDP, they have held their convention despite the challenges and the crisis. The former chairman was ousted in the person of Uche Secondus, he was ousted, and within a short while, the PDP conducted a congress, and which brought on board the new executives. Now, the APC has been lingering, and these are the two major political parties in Nigeria. When you compare the two now, do you see a future brighter democracy in Nigeria with what has been happening in the leading parties in Nigeria?
Well, let's just put it this way. From the two leading parties in Nigeria, I am not seeing a better democracy from them, because they are all still recycled. They are still the same thing. Even with the way former PDP chairman was removed and the way they conducted their convention, bring another personality on board, it's still the same process of what the parties in Nigeria has been doing. If you need a better democracy that speaks for all, we need to change all these recycled old politicians. If not, we are still in the same old.
Now, when you talk about recycle, something happened in the convention of the PDP. A 25-year-old emerged as the youth leader, which PDP, they've made so much noise about it, and they said that the future belongs to the youth. So, and looking at the APC, it has, looking at the APC, a youth also is coming out for president. The person of Yahaya Bello, the governor of Kogi State. Now, looking at the way the PDP, they have set the platform, yes, 25-year-old as the national youth leader, and also in the APC, a governor, sitting governor, who was at the time the youngest governor, or he's still the youngest governor, now want to fly the flag of the party. Is there a future for the youth, like we've been clamoring?
Okay, let's put it this way. When Seyi Makinde came on board, he appointed a 26-year-old as commissioner. We are all happy. We are all clamoring for youth to be involved. After like 1 or 2 years, the guy has been removed. See, all these people putting 25-year-old, 27-year-old is just a camouflage. There is an old man behind him controlling him. There's a lot of people behind him telling him, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's just like, let us give them what they want so they can follow us. Like giving us biscuits and we are happy, we are having biscuits, and it's just a camouflage. Even Yahaya Bello coming out for president, what has he done in the last 8 years as a governor of Kogi State? Absolutely nothing. See, this mentality of pushing an agenda of, okay, they want youth, let us give them what they want so they can support us. It won't work. Because we know who is behind and what is behind. Let us give them what they want. They will come for it. They will support us. But there are people controlling the same 25-year-old they have in power.
And I was discussing with someone. He told me that an average 25-year-old in Nigeria is still struggling.
Of course.
Is that a true statement?
Of course. Let's put it this way. From 24 to 30, in this present Nigeria, you are still struggling. Even to set yourself, to make yourself like, this is what I want, it's still in between life. It's difficult. Things are not working the way it should work. On a normal, a 25 to 30 years should be established. But here in this present country, it is not the same. You are still struggling to find your feet. When you talk of coming into a political party.
Okay, I was still listening to State of the National Political Program on Lagoon Radio, and we've been talking about the upcoming APC National Convention. Yes, the date has been fixed for February. Well, it has been said it will hold in February. No date yet. And the electoral bill, will it be signed, or would there still be moves? We heard that some governors are already lobbying the Attorney General. When we come back from this break, we will talk more on that, and we will look at some of the candidates that are already coming out for the 2023 presidential election. Keep listening to us. We'll be right back after this break.
You are listening to Lagoon Radio.
Yes, you're still on to Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio in Nigeria and the official radio of the Anglican Diocese of Lagos. Is still state of the nation. Yes, Adebola Solomon is still here. And we are talking about the APC National Convention, 5th for February. Yes, and the electoral bill. Now, remember you can download the app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Lagoon Radio Nigeria, and on Instagram, Lagoonradio.Ng. Now, looking at this, like we said, a lot of names are popping up already. In the APC, we have the Jagaban, which he has not declared. But the Minister of Works told us to wait till next year when we will hear directly from Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. But there was Swagger, a campaign organization that was launched that was called Southwest Agenda in favor of Tinubu. Now also, a group last week threatened that if the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, does not come out, that they will sue him. In fact, they have started planning. They have started their campaign for Vice President Oshibanjo for 2023. And also we have, like we said, the governor of Kogi State. And at the moment, looking at this three, which that are not certain yet, but Yahaya Bello have said it openly that he wants to become the next president of Nigeria, and all from the APC. Okay, let's discuss these three first before we look at the ones coming from other parties. Now, looking at these three and the convention, do you favor any candidate among these three?
Should I say yes or no? In between.
In between.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said earlier we should wait till the convention.
Okay.
We will know the outcome. I will know who is going to fall out. I will know who is going to stay in the party. But for me, out of these three, if I'm to pick, if I'm to be in favor of anyone, it will be Professor Yomi Oshibanjo. I can't go for a single man that is controlling the whole of Lagos State. And I can't go for a man that has not achieved anything in the last 8 years. So let's go for somebody that is already there, that understand what is going on there, that has seen it all, and that know what exactly to be fixed in no time. To me, experience might count, and he has the experience. But the remaining two, I'm not sure they are capable of doing it. Even with the state of health of this current Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we don't want somebody that will die today or tomorrow in that power position again. Somebody that is fit, that is sound, that can do the work as is stipulated.
Okay. Yesterday, the former Senate President, Senator Bukola Saraki, declared also his interest. Weeks back, Professor Ohuabunwa declared his interest, and also the former Senate President, also Pius Anyim, have declared his interest. All these three from the PDP. Looking at this tree, and we've been clamoring the power should move to the south. The two are now from the southeast, but one is from the north central, who are also making a stake that since the creation of Nigeria, that power has not gotten to the north central. Okay, Yahya Bello is from the north central. Kwara is the southwest. Yes,
No, Kwara is from north central.
Okay, yes, Kwara is north central.
North central.
Yes, Saraki. Now, looking at it, out of these three, if you are to choose in the PDP, Ohuabunwa, Pius Anyim, and Saraki at the moment.
But we are still waiting for the remaining three to declare their interest.
Yes, the other Atiku Abubakar. We've not heard from him.
We are waiting for Tambuwa to declare his interest, and also Rabiu Kwankwaso. So we are waiting for them. Out of all of them, I have no candidates.
Out of all of them,
I have no candidates.
Okay, now let's look at the electoral bill. Having said much, yes, we've heard that some governors are already lobbying the Attorney General to force the president not to sign that bill. What is this so much noise about this electoral bill?
Many of them are afraid. Many of them knew within themselves that with this electoral bill, things will not work the way they want it to work. When election results are being transmitted electronically, so there won't be room for you to manipulate or to adjust the count. So it will be difficult for them. That is why most of them are going behind the door to lobby for the president to sign this electoral bill. But for me, let us try this and see if it will work and if it will not work.
Talking about if it will work, this is democracy, and we are in a democratic dispensation. Have we not waited so long for this electoral bill?
We have. Even if, to me, I don't know if the president is even aware or understand what is the electoral bill all about. I'm not sure if he's aware or he understands what is it all about. But it will now boil down to the Attorney General and some other prominent personnel in the cabinet that will advise him on it.
Okay, a lot of people have said that the position of the Attorney General, that he may dance to the tune of some governors pushing forward. And also, remember that the name of the Attorney General has popped up for an aspirant in the next election as a state governor.
State governor, yes.
Now, looking at democracy, if we really want to practice democracy, this electoral bill, must we be begging for it to come?
No. No.
And okay, The like we said before, the direct and indirect primaries. What is so much fear? What is causing so much fear on our politicians that is making this to become an issue, even when it should not be an issue?
Okay, let's take for example, like the election that happened in our local government here in Lagos. If truly they are not afraid of direct primaries, why will Lagos unpick some of the chairman in Lagos particularly as at now? Why? Let the party members vote for who they want. See, it has been a problem for us over the years that when the what should I call it, the grandfather of them are in favor of one person, there is no way direct primary will be done. So they will just unpick you, and you are automatically coming in. Let us do it the right way. We are in a democracy, not in a place where people just pick candidates for you and you support. Let us come to the field. Yes, it is an open field. Cast your vote for anyone you want. Let's see the outcome. The major fear they have is they might not win. They will not win. So that's the major fear. And for them to still remain in power, the best they could do is to lobby for the electoral bill not to be signed.
Okay, I listened to the Kogi State Governor talking about Alhaji Ayabilo. He said that the governors that are afraid of direct primaries are not popular. That if any governor believes on his popularity, he should come to the field.
Is it by popularity?
When he said popularity, not he was so confident in terms of the kind of popularity we are talking about is having the numbers.
Does he himself have the numbers?
He believes that he has the numbers.
Very strange. Somebody that has not done well, you think he has a number of people that will support him.
But he, according to the results, he won massively in the last election.
He won massively with the help of rigging, or was it his direct, what's it called? His direct votes? See, we all tend to know how election is being done in this country. We have seen where the person that took fourth position become a governor of a state. We have seen where someone that is not even on the list was put in at the end of the day. That he also contest and he won. See, this thing of popularity, he has number, does not count. We are more enlightened than then. Your popularity does not count. What have you achieved? What is your blueprint? What do you have in plan for the nation? What do you have in plan for the state? It is not by popularity, by I have numbers. It's not by numbers again. It's by what you have to do, what you plan to do, and what you have achieved, where you are coming from.
Okay, and also talking about achievement, if this, I listened to INEC chairman on voter education and Mr. Festus Okoye, when he was asked about the electoral bill, he said the INEC is eagerly waiting and hopefully that it can be signed so that they can move forward with whatever that requires to meet with the bill when it is signed. Now, of what benefit would this bill be to the INEC?
In so many ways, it will relieve them of some let me say some dirty assignments. It will be more transparent for them, and to more easier for them to carry out their duties. When this thing is being signed, and the government give them the budget allocated for it before the general election, which I believe by next year, budget should be allocated for them to start their primary assignments. It will ease them of so many rush at the end of the day, in the sense that it will give room for them to educate voters on the new, because it's new, on the new method of voting in this nation. To give them more room and to give them more time to plan, to educate voters, and to make their own work easier.
Okay, when we talk about educating voters, now I remember that there is a lot of political apathy. If we must go back to what happened in Anambra State, Yeah, Southeast in general, there is a voter apathy, there is political apathy in the Southeast. Now, talking about education, educating the electorate, should this be only done by INEC, or are there agencies, other agencies required to do this job?
Well, for me, there should be agencies required to help INEC in doing this job, not political parties.
Okay.
Not political parties. Probably an NGO that will sensitize voters on the new bill, on how election should be done, on how it will be done in the next general election. Not parties going to them to convince them to vote for them. There should be another body entirely helping INEC out in that area.
Okay, now, I discussed this with someone. He asked me that what is the role of National Orientation Agency? Do we still have that body active in Nigeria?
We still have it active, but are they doing the job? Are they working? So this is the place where they need to talk to them, mobilize them in a way they will help relieve INEC of some duties. Their own job is to go out, tell people, educate them, and give them more insights on how election should be conducted, on how many of us should go out and vote for the person or candidate we all want.
Okay, you're still listening to State of the National Political Program on Lagoon Radio, and we've been digging it. We've been looking at the upcoming APC National Convention, and yes, the electoral bill, which we are all eagerly awaiting. Will it be signed? No one knows for now. We'll go on this short break. When we come back, we look in for more. We'll still look in depth on how INEC, yes, like Solomon said, we'll look at what happened in Anambra and see how they can adjust. Osun and Ekiti will be in 2022 before the general election in 2023. Keep listening to us. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Lagoon Radio.
Many people, different tribes. sing like a song. From the north,
You
south,
are
east, and
listening to
west of
Lagoon
my
Radio.
side.
Yes, when I listen to the lyrics of that song, sometimes I feel hopeful, and at the same time, I feel disappointed. Great Nation by Timi Dakolo. You're welcome back to State of the Nation, our political program. Adekola Solomon is still here. And like you know, we are talking about the APC National Convention and the electoral bill we all are waiting for. Yes, will it be signed? It is still yet to be clarified. And hopefully the president can sign that bill and we will move forward. And also, remember, you can download the app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Lagoon Radio Nigeria, on Instagram, Lagoon Radio.Ng. And the lines are open. You can reach us to us, or you can be part of the program on 08189 524 Yes, 08189 524 Yes, that's the line for you to make your contributions. Okay, back to Solomon. Now we are talking about the INEC and the benefits of this electoral bill. Yes, INEC, they have been in forefront, and we call them Independent National Electoral Commission. But the Nigerian factor seems to be moving them from being that independent. Remember the last time it was like a war in the National Assembly when they rejected the transmission of results electronically before they retracted and signed that. It's like, what other benefit will it be to the INEC if this bill is signed?
Well, more or less, we've talked about this, and generally, it will make them more effective. Make them more effective in, there have been irregularities on the part of INEC themselves. Like, there's a remote area where barely 24 hours before getting there, and to take them days before to take over the election materials towards these areas. It will make them more productive, if I can use that word, more productive in a way that they will meet up with demands of election. We have demand in election. So for INEC to be up and doing, if this bill is signed, there will be less of all these killings of INEC personality, INEC officials, kidnapping. You see, it's just a very easy way for them. Okay, we know we are voting here, and when this is done, we can use just 2 or 3 people at that polling unit. And once it's done, everything will be sent electronically to the server or to the machine where they will be stored, sorted, and done out. But when you have personality like 6, 7, and there are irregularities from the parties also and from the INEC, it will lead to kidnapping, killing, and we have seen this countless times. But where you have 2, 3 people working out there, you come there, do your voting, do everything. At the end of everything is being sent electronically to the server. There won't be ways for parties to be counting, adjusting, or readjusting. I think you can get me from that point. It will ease them of so many irregularities and make them more productive.
When we talk about being productive, a lot of people have said that INEC were productive and they were impartial in the last election, talking about the Anambra election. But some people have said no, that there were irregularities. Now, and looking at the new technology that was introduced, but we had disparities with it because it failed to capture faces, which it was meant basically for. Now, moving forward to 2022, Osun State and the Ekiti State governorship elections, where do you think the INEC must improve? Because signing the electoral bill will also be an improvement. Where else, judging from the last election in Anambra State, where else do you think that they can improve to achieve this more success?
We all know in terms of let me just say, when it comes to electronic materials in Nigeria, we have our own issues generally when it comes to network, internet, and what have you. Judging from the last election in Anambra State, it is very certain that there will be issues. Very certain. We are still in let me say, in the process of testing those materials and those machines. And I believe INEC might have learned one thing or two from the last election, and they will want to improve on it in the forthcoming election in Osun and Ekiti. Meanwhile, the best practice is, even in these states that we are going to, is there a room for us to have a stable network? So these are the things that will cause problems, that will cause issues. Even in some areas in Lagos, is there a stable network? So there will be issues, but this issue should be at least in a way that it will be reduced compared to what they have experienced in Anambra State.
Okay. Okay. And also the Mr. Festus Okoye, INEC chairman on voter education, he said that they were glad that they conducted free and fair election in Anambra State. And when asked about the electoral bill, he said he is hopeful, just like the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, that everyone is hopeful that this can be another turnaround. Because he said that they are trying more to introduce more technologies, that they have called some technological companies that they have displayed, showcased what they have, that they are waiting for the president to assent to this bill so that we can move forward. And when we talk about moving forward and Nigerian factor, don't you think that some of the politicians will still kick against some of these technologies we are talking about?
They are already doing that. You have seen them going through the back door to talk to the
Attorney General.
Attorney General of the Federation that should convince the president to sign this bill. It is normal. It is very normal. You see people going behind the door, clamoring for it to be signed. See others going behind the door, clamoring for it not to be signed. It is very normal. It is very normal. We are waiting. We shouldn't be hopeful for the president to sign this bill. We shouldn't be hopeful. It's in a common sense. Go through the bill. Okay. Attorney General of the Federation will be there with you. Go through the bill. Sign. Simple as that. If we want a free and fair election in Nigeria, things like this shouldn't be, we are hopeful. Should be a thing of common sense. The two chambers have gone through it, and they deem it fit for the president to sign it. It has passed through them. We have many of them who have gone through the bills. We have corrected so many things. So it shouldn't be a way that the president will sit down again, go through it, or at the end of the day, to be nullified. No. It should be a way that, okay, when these two chambers has gone through this bill, what the president should do is to sign immediately. So far you trust these two chambers to go on this bill, to review it, then you sign.
And looking at other political parties, we've focused more on the APC and PDP. And looking at other political parties, how would this bill benefit them?
It should benefit them in some ways.
Okay.
We all know they are minority. And even with that, if this bill is signed, those one that think they are majority might be crumbled to the minority. You see, many of us believe in those minority party to do well than the majority. We have seen where in Lagos here, where a young man, I think he won under the party of YPF. We have seen where minority parties are doing excellently well than the majority. It will favor them when it comes to free and fair election. Though if they have a better candidate.
Okay, when we talk about free and fair election in Nigeria, painfully we'll still refer back to 1993. Yes, many years gone now, 1993, and we've had several elections since 1999 to 2019. It has been elections, and no one has been adjudged to be as free and fair as the one of 1993. Something is wrong. Something. Are you hopeful that 2023 that something might change or something will go better in our electoral process?
In our electoral process,
Yes,
I'm hopeful,
you're hopeful.
but I'm not convinced. It's still the same format. It's still the same process. Everybody is hopeful for things to change, for things to get better. But the handwriting we are seeing on the wall is not convincing enough. It's not convincing enough. We are all hopeful for a better election in this nation, but we are not convinced enough with the way the political parties are going about it. Since 1993, I have not seen or heard of any credible election in this nation. Because the forces, the masses, we are in support of the candidates. Do we have masses in support of candidates in this our current democracy? We are hopeful.
Okay.
Very hopeful.
Yeah. And talking about the masses, also in my discussion with someone, he said that the problem with Nigerian populace is just that we don't know the power we have in terms of voting. Talking about the masses, do we need to do more? What exactly do we need to do so that we can be educated about this our power of voting? You said that political parties shouldn't be involved in those education. What more can we do? Maybe from our neighborhood.
Let me correct this notion. We know the power we have. It's the same power we used in 2015 to bring this current president on board. We all clamor for change. I know on the street of Lagos, people are shouting change. Even in my family, I know who are shouting for change. I keep telling them I am not in support. I might be too young then when this man was a military head of state, but I am not in support. We know what we have. We know how we can go about it. But in a nutshell, we have been marginalized to some certain extent. And where we do our vote count, that is a notion we put in ourselves. Even if you vote, does it count? We need to be educated on that particular thing. Your vote counts. Your vote will count. Your vote is counting. Not even if I vote, they know who's going to come in. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a way that they will educate us more on your vote counts. Because we know in most of this states in this nation, even if I go and vote now, does my vote count? Does it work? They know who they want already. That thing should be eradicated completely. That is then we can now talk about, okay, the populace are doing the right thing and they are moving forward.
Okay, and also, this is for the and for the political parties. Yes, I listened to one of the chairmen of the political parties before Anambra election. He said that the problem the little political parties are suffering is just the power of money, that they don't have money to entice electorates. And looking at APGA that won the election in Anambra, we can say that is the most popular party. But APC and PDP, they pulled weight, but it still remained. And at the time, the last election, YPP won a senatorial seat in Anambra. And judging from the comments of that political party chairman, do you believe what he said, that money is a big factor because that the little political parties don't have money, thereby they cannot entice electorates?
That is where we still want, or we're still clamoring for more education on voting and election. It shouldn't be money and money at all time. Though the major factor, or the big factor, is money. All those small minority parties does not have that support or that resources to do what the majority party will do. And this is really affecting the nation as a whole. When you come to think of it, if a party that is established over the years, they have power, they have resources, they have personnel that can do it, and the party that is just coming up in the last 5 years won an election where a majority party did not win, it shows the kind of work they are putting in and the kind of conviction they are giving to the people.
Okay.
Bring out a better candidate that represents the people. Let them bring out their own candidate also. Go to the streets, convince people, talk to them on the blueprint you have for the nation, for the states, for the people in the states, and let's see what will come out. We all know how the strong party will go ahead, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 just to buy votes. But you as a minority party, if you do your homework very well, you still have a chance of winning.
Okay, now, finally, having said all this, what is your advice to the Attorney General, Attorney General on the electoral bill, and also political parties and the Nigerian population in general?
To Nigerian population in general, let us remove this notion. Does my vote count? Surely your vote counts. And to the political parties and to those people going behind the door to lobby, why not sit in your office and do the work you have been elected for? Let the parties do direct primary and see if what you have done in the last 4 years or 3 years will warrant them to give you another chance. And to the AFG, please do not convince the president not to sign this bill. Let this bill be signed. And to the president, we are begging you, we are all hopeful. We are begging at this time. We are begging. It is not for us to beg, but we are begging. Please sign this bill to ease pressure on INEC and those working in that body.
Okay, and that's the size of the package this morning on State of the Nation on Lagoon Radio. Thank you, Solomon, for stopping by on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We hope to see you when next we call on you.
As usual, I'm available.
Okay, remember that the program comes your way every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And for our producer, Olumakaiye, thank you for pressing the right buttons. Till Thursday, we'll be back again. Do have a lovely day.
You are listening